Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast. I just want to take a quick second and thank all of my supporters, all of my subscribers, anybody who likes, shares, comments under my videos. You guys are just truly amazing. I do want to just quickly touch on how I do the weekly forecast. I do link together all of the earth signs into one video. For instance, they don't have a combined reading. It is broken down by each earth sign. So just make sure you're checking the description bar for that information. I do list the actual time stamps. So, I just wanted to clear up any confusion with that. If you are interested in a private reading, I do have a couple of choices available on my website. And very shortly, I'm actually going to be adding a 2016 yearly forecast that you can purchase as well. I am on social media, so if you're interested in receiving a daily oracle guidance message, you can follow me on Instagram. And I also am now on Facebook. And if you're unaware of your moon sign or your ascendant or rising sign, I do have a free birth chart calculator listed in the description bar below as well. And if you just click on that site, you can head over there and enter your information and actually find out what your moon and ascendant sign are as well. Because if you do just watch your sun sign, it's good to watch your sun along with your moon and your ascendant. Because you can resonate with several different things from each video, and then some weeks you actually might resonate more with your ascendant over your sun sign. So definitely just stay tuned. Continue on watching this video till you get to either your sun, your moon, or your ascendant sign. Hi Aquarius, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of December 14th through the 20th. This is for Aquarius sun, moon, and rising signs. So Aquarius, let's get started. Alright, Aquarius, at the bottom of the deck I do have the Four of Cups, which the Four of Cups can represent an energy of perhaps melancholy or perhaps feeling lonely or just focusing a little bit too much on the negative. When I do see this card, I always advise clients to focus more on the positive. This person here on the card, you can see how down they are, and it's because they're focusing on these empty cups below and they're not really even noticing this full cup that's coming in and being offered to them. So just make sure you're trying to remain as positive as you can this week. It does look like it's going to be, a great week for you. Just make sure that you are focusing more on the positive. But this card can come up when we're emotionally just uninspired, maybe feeling a little bored or a little flat. If you are in a relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong within the relationship. You just, might be a little comfortable with the other person, or perhaps just, emotionally there's not much going on this week, Aquarius. Very interesting cards we have here, Aquarius. And this Fool has been coming up in almost all of the readings for this week. So your general energy, Aquarius, is actually the Fool. So new beginnings, definitely. Taking a leap of faith, taking a jump or a risk, and choosing perhaps to go down a new path, Aquarius. So new beginnings. Taking a leap of faith. Beautiful energy here. Let's see. This is a very interesting spread, honestly. You're coming in very strongly because I do have the King and the Queen of Swords here, Aquarius. But what's interesting is I have one king here looking off in this direction, and then I have the queen here looking off in this direction. They're not facing one another. They're actually both looking in opposite directions. This is very interesting to see this like this, with the Fool as the overall energy. So perhaps I could be actually talking to two sets of Aquariuses here this week. So let's get started, and then I'll see how this all plays out. We're starting out with the Six of Cups right in the beginning of the week, Aquarius. And the Six of Cups is a beautiful card emotionally, and it does represent being emotionally fulfilled, and it represents being quite happy. You know, this is also a card that's very nostalgic. It has a nostalgic energy. It represents you thinking back to the past. So perhaps, you know, what this could be representing is perhaps some Aquariuses are maybe a little bored or flat currently, and so they are reminiscing this week, perhaps. Thinking back to fond memories of the past, perhaps thinking back to your childhood or thinking back to happier times. You know, you also could be spending time with children. This card for me represents children. It does represent soulmates sometimes as well. And also sometimes when someone from our past is kind of like resurfacing in our life, they're coming back into our lives. This card can come up as well. For some Aquariuses, I really feel like this is you thinking back. This is you really thinking back about your family, because directly underneath the Six of Cups, I do have the Ten of Cups. So this would be you perhaps thinking about your family. Perhaps maybe you're separated from your family. Perhaps maybe you're working a lot. I feel like you're coping with something, because directly next to the Six of Cups, I do have the Two of Pentacles. So for me, this is a card of balance. Perhaps there needs to be some balance this week. Perhaps you're balancing one area of your life with another area. Perhaps perhaps you're managing or dealing with a particular situation at hand, because for me, the Two of Pentacles can also represent managing, coping, kind of dealing with a particular situation. And again, perhaps there are some Aquariuses that are kind of maybe estranged or separated from their family this week. Perhaps it's due to work or traveling or something. Perhaps it's because of this new, beginning that you might be starting this week, Aquarius. And so that could be why you're thinking back, perhaps maybe about your family. Perhaps you're missing your family. And for some Aquariuses, this could be your husband, or this could be a family member. The King of Swords here, you could possibly be coming up as the Queen, or vice versa. And, this could be the other person. Perhaps they're an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or perhaps they just have some of these King of Swords characteristics, someone else who's very intelligent, very logical, someone who's very analytical, very much in their mind. Someone who... this is like my warrior king. This is someone who has a lot of willpower. This is a very strong individual, very strong character. So perhaps maybe, there's some Aquariuses that are missing perhaps a member of their family like this week. I do have the Five of Pentacles here, which for me, this is a card of lack. This represents a feeling of lack, which we kind of already sense that with the Four of Cups here being like emotionally uninspired. Maybe feeling bored or flat. So for me, this doesn't have to be like a finance card or a card of money. It doesn't mean, you're lacking financially, you know, although some may be, because it's really a lack of anything. This could be a lack of finances, a lack of support, a lack of emotional fulfillment, a lack of love. This could be so many things. It also can represent an energy of maybe feeling left out in the cold, or perhaps losing your faith in some regard. Perhaps there's some Aquariuses that were going after perhaps some new beginning, or, you know, something in their life that they wanted to be very victorious or successful, and perhaps, you know, maybe they were losing their faith with it, or maybe felt like a lack of support within this opportunity or this endeavor, whatever this is for you. But perhaps you're still managing, you're still, you know, trying to get things up and running. And, you know, this very well could be the week that, you know, you're coming out, or you're making progress. Perhaps, you know, things are improving this week, because I do have directly next to the Five of Pentacles, I do have the Six of Rods, which is a card of you being very confident, you feeling very proud of yourself. It's a card of victory and success and triumph. It's a great card. And, you know, he's looking toward the future, so this is something that, you know, you can be successful with in the future. This is whatever this is for you. And I do feel like this will lead to financial stability, because directly underneath the Six of Rods, I do have the Nine of Pentacles. This will give you a life that you're quite comfortable with financially. You know, this woman has enough financial abundance to be able to afford those little extras in life. She can afford, you know, a beautiful home with, you know, all of these little luxuries, nice clothing, you know, animals, a nice garden, you know, really anything our heart desires. And I feel like this is you. You're looking directly at this. I have the Queen of Swords. But, you know, I mean, you could also be over here as well with the King of Swords, looking directly at your family with the Ten of Cups, which is emotional abundance. But I feel like for some Aquariuses, perhaps, you know, you're missing this. And this is why I have the Six of Cups directly on top of this. Perhaps, you know, you're managing or coping with or dealing with perhaps being away from them, because maybe you're starting some new endeavor or new beginning in your life right now. And you could feel like a lack of support in regards to this, perhaps. Or maybe you just feel alone because you are separated from them. And then other Aquariuses, you know, I feel like whatever this is, I feel like you're starting a new beginning, and you're going to be quite successful with this. This is something that, you know, is going to bring in victory and, you know, financial and material gain. This is going to be very nice for you. And you are incredibly focused and very determined. This is something that you want very much so. So for perhaps maybe some of the Aquariuses that maybe they are separated from their family, perhaps it's just because, you know, this is something you want very much. You're going out on a limb for this. This is something that you're determined to be successful with. And you know, these are two very strong-minded characters, the King and Queen of Swords. The King of Swords for me is on a level of like the Emperor almost. You know, they always come out the victor. They're always successful. When they want something, that they're, you know, incredibly determined, and they're very focused, and they just go out and get it. Yeah, so whatever this is, if you know, if you are dealing with maybe a little bit of, you know, the need for balance, managing things, and perhaps maybe things feeling a little maybe unbalanced, and perhaps even maybe feeling alone or emotionally uninspired, I think it's very temporary for you. This is very brief, because eventually I feel like you know, this is leading to success. So if you are away from your family, you will be back with them again. So Aquarius, you know, perhaps just maybe some Aquariuses are, you know, starting a new beginning, and it involves maybe someone from their past, or perhaps, you know, whatever this new beginning is, it's going to be very beneficial for your family. And then there could be some other Aquariuses that perhaps this is just going to bring in, you know, a lot of victory, a lot of success. It's going to bring in financial abundance. And then for some Aquariuses, it's going to bring in, you know, emotional fulfillment with, you know, success and financial abundance. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna be just a wonderful new beginning that you are taking a leap of faith with. You are starting this week. Yeah, perhaps for some Aquariuses, this is like maybe something from your past coming back this week. So let's pull you an additional guidance card just for a little additional clarity. An additional message for Aquarius, please. An additional message for Aquarius. What else does Aquarius need to know? Okay. So this is the card that flew out, Aquarius, and it is Passion Ignited. So whatever this is, you know, for many Aquariuses, with the Fool here, it's definitely gonna ignite your passion, whatever this is for you. So that's really beautiful. I will read you the additional message here. All right, Passion Ignited. The first of the Spirit cards signifies that this is the time to let your soul soar. New beginnings, ideas, revelations, and exciting adventures await you in your personal or business life. Creative endeavors, enthusiasm, positive energy, and a renewed spiritual strength are at an all-time high. The powerful force of Spirit is flowing through you, and with it comes a new sense of purpose. Be all that you can be. Reach inside and tap into that force. Use it to move forward and set up a strong foundation for the future. Other people may feel your excitement and joy and begin to benefit from the spark of your life that's emanating from you. They'll wonder what's your secret, and your energy could even ignite their own spiritual journey. Follow your intuition, but know that this is your time to spread your wings and fly, Aquarius. So very nice. So Aquarius, I do hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you have a great week. Take care. Hi Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of December 14th through the 20th. This is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, let's get started. Libra. So at the bottom of the deck, I do have the King of Swords, which is very much you, Libra, coming in very strong in the rating. This can be your energy where you're just incredibly focused, very driven, very determined this week in some regard of your life. Yeah, this King is very analytical, very much in his mind. This is my warrior king, and he's, you know, very strong-minded individual, very strong character, and when he wants something, he really goes out and gets it. So, you know, I really feel like this is your energy, but also I think that you're going to be quite fiery and driven as well, very passionate. I have the King of Rods here, so this very much I feel like is your energy, because I think that things are moving forward very quickly for you this week. I do have the Eight of Rods. So something in your life is actually moving quite quickly. You could even be traveling. You could be receiving a lot of messages. I really feel like this is probably within a work situation, Libra. Because directly underneath the King of Rods, I do have the Eight of Pentacles, which is you really working on your craft. This is you just, you know, being incredibly focused, working a lot, putting a lot of time and effort into your work. Those financial rewards are coming in. You know, this could be a week where you do receive perhaps maybe some promotion or perhaps a raise. And maybe, you know, this is coming after a time where you might have felt like emotionally uninspired or bored or flat. Because I have the Four of Cups here. So I really feel like whatever, you know, you were feeling in regards to this Four of Cups, you know, now I have the Eight of Rods directly on top of this. So this is things moving forward. You're moving away from this. And that could be why you're just incredibly focused and driven, because perhaps maybe, you know, you are receiving perhaps maybe a promotion or something like that. Maybe something has motivated you. The overall energy is the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups really represents new beginnings, and this is something that's very emotionally fulfilling. It's a beautiful card, and it represents a blessing that's coming in, being handed to you, something that's going to make you very happy. So for some of you, I really feel like this is in regards to career, you know, and it is going to bring you a lot of happiness and emotional fulfillment. Maybe, you know, there were some Libras that the job they were doing really was maybe taking a toll on them, or they, you know, they didn't feel inspired anymore within that position. I also do have the Page of Rods here, which the Page of Rods can be, you know, messages, news, communication coming in. Yeah, good news coming in. The Page of Rods can also be a new beginning, something that's gonna, you know, get you very excited, and perhaps even maybe make you feel like alive again within your career, something that, you know, inspires you again. Yeah, I definitely feel like this has something to do with career. This page here is kind of yelling right over to the Seven of Pentacles. He's looking directly at it. So this is the Seven of Pentacles. This is perhaps maybe in the past you having to wait or be patient, because the Seven of Pentacles is, you know, this man has put all of this hard work into, you know, harvesting all of these pentacles, and, you know, he can't just yet, and he's very discouraged, and it's a card of patience, and it's a card of having to wait. But you can see how he's kind of yelling right towards this man. He's yelling over to the man like, hey. So I definitely think there's some news coming in, and perhaps you felt like this. Perhaps you felt stuck, or like things weren't happening, or again just bored, and maybe, you know, not much was going on. Perhaps you felt like you had to be patient, and you were maybe getting sick of waiting, but this is the week that I really feel like things are moving forward. Now directly under the Seven of Pentacles, I do have the Devil here. So perhaps, you know, this was perhaps maybe this patience or this period could have been very like draining on you. Yeah, perhaps it had you being just extremely negative, or, you know, whatever this is, you know, this card, the Devil card, represents multiple different things, but I really feel like in this instance, this is representing, you know, you maybe severing ties. You're getting rid of those ties that perhaps were holding you back. With the Seven of Pentacles directly on the top of the Devil, I feel like perhaps this is the week where you get to like sever those ties, break free from, you know, this maybe negative energy that was perhaps maybe uninspiring, or perhaps you weren't moving forward. I feel like you're breaking free from those chains and you're moving forward. This could be an opportunity from the past as well, because I do have the Six of Cups here, which is pretty interesting. And it's directly on top, or excuse me, directly below the Page of Rods. So this could be perhaps maybe news from your past, or like a new opportunity resurfacing in your life, and you're receiving news about this. Just seeing what else I pick up here. Yeah, Libra, so I just think that, you know, things are going to start moving forward in your life quite quickly. You can be receiving a lot of messages this week. I think that you're going to be fired up, very passionate, very driven in regards to something to do with your career. And perhaps it's maybe because you receive news or messages in regards to, you know, something to do with finances or your career. You know, you can very likely be receiving a promotion or a raise. Yeah, or some sort of acknowledgement, and this is just going to be, you know, something that makes you very happy. This is the overall energy, so whatever this is, it's going to make you very, very, very happy. You also do have the Page of Rods over here sitting on top of the Six of Cups, so I think there's going to be some good news coming to you in regards to something to do with your past as well, because I have the Devil card directly underneath the Seven of Pentacles and next to the Six of Cups. I really think that, you know, perhaps you're moving away from perhaps maybe a negative period or a negative person or situation in your life. You could be severing some ties from, you know, in regards to something from your past. But I just see this as a very positive week. Lots of energy here, lots of things happening, positive progression forward. And financially, I think it's going to be a great week for you. So let's shuffle the cards for you, Libra, and see if there's anything else that Spirit would like to add. So please show me an additional message for Libra. What else does Libra need to know for this week? Please show me an additional message for Libra. I have for you fulfillment of wishes. This is similar to the Nine of Cups, which is the wish card. Beautiful. All right, fulfillment of wishes. This card being one, if not the most positive of the minor arcana cards, represents emotional satisfaction, contentment, and enjoyment. Your wishes are coming true. Are you ready? Happiness, success, good health, completion, and accomplishment of your dreams and goals are in the palm of your hand. This card acts as a reminder to hold on to the beneficial feelings from accepting and receiving what you've asked and strive for. Know that these will assist you in the future when you may need inspiration and positive energy. This is the right time to heal those past memories that have been holding you hostage. Forgive others and yourself so that your wishes, desires, goals have a clear, unobstructed path to your heart, soul, and life. Beautiful, Libra. So I do hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you have a great week, Libra. Take care. Hi Gemini, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of December 14th through the 20th. This is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs. So Gemini, let's get started. Gemini, at the bottom of the deck, I do have the Four of Rods, which is my happy home card. This is a beautiful card. It brings in a very stable energy, very secure energy. Things within your home environment are very nice right now. You could be spending a lot of time within the home, spending time with friends or family. Perhaps you're having company. Perhaps you're having, you know, maybe like a family gathering or just some type of celebration. This is a beautiful card. All right, so a lot of mental energy, Gemini, this week. I see a lot of swords. And then you have one pentacle card, two rods cards, and then one cup card. Well, 3 rods, including the 4 of rods at the bottom of the deck. But then the rest are all swords. No major, one major arcana card, that's it. Justice is here. But other than that, no other major arcana cards. But I really feel like you're going to be victorious in your life with something. You have 2 victory cards. You have a movement card, so you are moving forward. There are new beginnings starting, and maybe even offers coming in. So very exciting week for you, Gemini. I feel like you are perhaps leaving behind a period of maybe, you know, fears and anxieties holding you back. I have the 8 of Swords here, which is all about, you know, being in our head too much, perhaps focusing a little bit too much on the negative, letting negative thoughts kind of, you know, creep into your mind and maybe, you know, bring in fear, anxiety, and things of that nature. And it's really, in the past, probably maybe kept you from moving forward, or maybe it's hindered you in some way. But I feel like this is the week that, you know, I feel like you're going to basically cut that right out of your life. Basically, I'm really seeing this sword here on the Justice card. It's really standing out to me, more so than it normally does. And I feel like there's going to be a balance that's coming in this week. Justice is all about balance, and it's an energy, a fairness, and an energy coming in that's evening out these scales. It's bringing fairness and equality in, and it's making things fair for all parties. So I feel like, you know, in the past, what this means for you is if you felt these fears and anxieties with moving forward, I don't feel like you will anymore. This is you, you know, this is a balance coming in for you, but this is you also moving forward, because I have the 6 of Swords here, which is, you know, one of my favorite Swords cards. This is you moving from a particular place, environment, or situation to a much better particular place, environment, or situation. For me, this is always positive progression forward. So this could be you literally just moving forward with your life, or literally you moving. This could be you physically moving, or you just moving past perhaps these fears and anxieties. There's a balance and an equality that's coming in for you. And this is something, you know, I feel like here you are, you have we have the King of Swords here, and so this is your energy. Just, this is you being incredibly focused and driven with this in this regard. You want this very much because this King is looking directly at the 6 of Swords. He's looking over here at all of this. So I feel like this is something that you want very much. You're coming in very strong. This is my warrior king. When he wants something, he really focuses on it, and he's just very determined. He goes out and he gets it. And I feel like you will, because I have the Ace of Swords directly underneath the Justice card, which this is victory. This is definitely you being quite victorious. And the overall energy is actually the 6 of Rods. So you have 2 victory cards right in a row here. And this is the overall energy. So, you know, it's just going to be an amazing week for you, and, you know, a lot of success with you moving forward. You know, leaving this 8 of Swords behind you. For those Geminis that could literally maybe have like some particular legal situation going on, this could be the week that, you know, you receive very, very good news in regards to maybe some particular legal case, or, you know, legal matter. This would be definitely a yes, or something in your favor, you being victorious in that regard. And then for others of you, I feel like you could be moving to a new home. There can definitely be some Geminis that are moving to a new home, because I have the 4 of Rods at the bottom of the deck here, and then I also have the Page of Pentacles directly underneath the 6 of Swords here. So I feel like definitely some Geminis, some will be moving to a new home. And wherever, you know, wherever this 6 of Swords energy is bringing you, no matter if you're physically moving to a new home or you're just moving forward with your life in some regard, wherever you're going, I feel like this is going to bring in stability. With the Page of Pentacles here, I'm sensing stability. With it being a pentacle, this is a very stable energy. This is going to Yeah, just, you know, and I sense that with the Four of Rods anyways all the time when I see that card. It's a very stable card, but I am picking up on that even more so with the Page of Pentacles directly underneath the Six of Swords here. Now, on the other side of this Ace of Swords, I do have the King of Rods. So I feel like this could be someone in your life, or this could be your energy, Gemini, as well. This could be you being incredibly fiery, passionate, driven. And you know, because, you know, he's a rod, and because the overall energy is the Six of Rods, for other Geminis, this is going to have something to do with the career, maybe, or, yeah. Or perhaps, you know, you're going from the Eight of Swords here, which is that fears and anxieties. Perhaps this is what you're leaving behind, and this is what you're going into, the energy and the mind frame, perhaps, that you're going into, which is the King of Rods. So, you know, he's the opposite. He's incredibly optimistic, and he's very fiery, and he's very passionate. So, you know, you could be leaving this behind, and now you're becoming, you know, a lot more optimistic, a lot more fired up and passionate in regards to whatever new beginnings these could be. You could also be receiving some news and communication coming through this week. New beginnings. Page of Pentacles can also be new beginnings. And, you know, the Ace of Swords can also represent a new beginning. This would be the very early stages of that new beginning. This would really be like the spark or the inspiration that occurs to you or hits you, and it really kind of sets in motion the events that take place that lead up to just a wonderful new beginning in your life. But I feel like, you know, for the majority of Geminis watching this is a victory card here for you. I feel like the Page of Pentacles, whether this be a new home or perhaps maybe like a new financial opportunity, this is leading to, you know, stability. And this is, you know, a new beginning. And then you're leaving this week going into the following week with actually the Knight of Cups here. And he is looking directly in the opposite direction of the Page of Pentacles. He's looking towards the future. So this could literally be you, Gemini, moving towards something that you love, or moving towards like emotional fulfillment or abundance. You moving towards just, you know, being more emotionally fulfilled. Or, you know, this also could be, you know, like Prince Charming or Knight in Shining Armor kind of energy coming in. Like this could be a character coming in. Perhaps you could be receiving some kind of offer or news, or an offer perhaps coming in, or like a gesture of love or something like that coming in, right? Like literally at the end of the week going into the next week, the following week. And it could perhaps maybe be by, you know, it could be like by an earth sign, or, you know, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or it could be perhaps by, you know, an air sign, another air sign like yourself, an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. I'm not really sensing it's a water sign. I'm sensing it would most likely be a earth sign or an air sign. So, you know, depending on which Gemini you are, this will be different for all of you. For some, it could be you receiving an offer, and then others, this is just, you know, you moving towards your happiness, with you moving forward and leaving this Eight of Swords behind, and whatever new beginning this is for you, this is just leading you towards your happiness. So beautiful, beautiful reading for you, Gemini. I will pull you an additional card, though, just to see if there's anything else that Spirit would like to add. So please show me an additional message for Gemini. What else does Gemini need to know? Okay. Very beautiful. All right. I was going to say, Gemini, that I did just stick those cards back in because it was too many. It was 4 cards, but they were all beautiful cards. But I just want Spirit to give me one card, maybe two. I'll take two, but I can't do four. All right, one card for Gemini, an additional message for Gemini. What else does Gemini need to know? Please show me an additional message for Gemini. All right, so I did receive balance, and this is a Major Arcana card in this deck. Which, pretty interesting. I think this is actually the Justice card. Let's see. Yes, it is actually. It is the Justice card. So wonderful. That's pretty awesome. This card represents the need for balance and harmony in your inner life, as well as with what's surrounding you in the physical world. This denotes that some lifestyle adjustments are required at this time. It could be associated with love, relationships, business, or even career. The balance card is also being shown to you to make you realize that what you perceive to be happening around you is really an externalization of your inner process or conflict that you may be currently experiencing. This card will often appear if you work in the legal field or when you're involved in law-related matters. Have faith that justice will triumph, as justice and karma go hand in hand. Take only what you've earned, treat people fairly, and don't take advantage of anyone. This is all part of living a balanced karmic life. When determining something, there must be a state of balance, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so that you can make rational decisions and logical judgments. This is a time to be honest and caring and responsible for choices that you've made, as well as the ones that will be made in the future. In the traditional tarot, this is the Justice card. And they do put a little bit of a different spin than the traditional tarot. But, you know, I'm sure very beneficial for you guys. So beautiful reading. Balance is key. Again, you know, I already mentioned for those of you who are expecting or you know, dealing with some particular like legal case or something in regards to something legal. Expect balance to come in, a fairness to come in, and definitely things to work out in your favor. With 2 victory cards and justice is always like a yes. This is really amazing energy. Yeah, Gemini. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you have a great week. Take care.